can. Okay. So first tell me what is a fragment? What is fragment? Fragment is a part of activity. Okay. So it is a small portion of an activity. Okay. Now if I ask you, can I have fragment without activity? Fragment without activity. A fragment can never be without activity. It must have one root activity. Can activity be without fragment? Yes, because till now we are doing that only. Without fragment we are doing with activity. Okay. So fragment can not exist without activity. It is mandatory. Now what is the life cycle of fragment? On creative activity, then what will happen? Tell me. On attach, then on create view, on create, then on activity created. Other things are exactly same. On start, on resume, then on stop, on pause. Other things on pause and stop. And where is the last difference? On destroy. So there it would be on destroy view, then on destroy, then what is the last one? On detach. Same as your attach, it will have detach. Okay, so other things are exactly same. Then what we have done, we have created one of the project, okay, which was having two fragment, upper fragment and below fragment. Okay. Now what we will do, we will try to communicate between both of those fragments. So this is the part 2 part. Okay, so let me run it so that you will be able to understand it in better way. So this is a project which we had created. Let's run it. And we will open our link also from where we were referring, company wise, then learning document. Yeah, this is the one. So we will run here. And what we'll search the fragment. Okay, so this is the link which you are following, the first link which is over here. So this is the link which you are doing. We are done with the part 1. Now we will do with part 2. We will start Movision also. Indexing means it is running. Installing application. Okay, so in my mobile it is run. Let Movision be started, then you will be able to see. What happened? It is taking so much time. Yeah. So see here, we have discussed in the last tutorial what happened. This upper one is your upper fragment, below one is your below fragment. Now what is the requirement is very simple, is that if I type something like test here and I click on this, change it, what should happen? This default text should become test, means we are communicating from one fragment to another fragment. Okay, and if I'll change this sigbar to more and I'll click on the change it, what should happen? The text should become bigger. If I'll make it to less, then what should happen? My text should become smaller. That is the requirement. Okay, so you understood what is the requirement, right? So upper one is your upper fragment, below one is your below fragment. Now if you are able to communicate between those two, means you are able to work with everything. I mean, so let's try to do the second part. So second part will be this. So what is the second part? First part, these things we have already done. So today we are going to start from this particular part, from here only it seems. Okay, so yeah, I believe from here. Yeah, here. Okay, so there are multiple ways to communicate from one fragment to another fragment. Okay, so one of those ways is called listener concept. What is the concept called? Listener concept, which we are going to see. Listener concept. So listener is one of the concepts by which you can communicate between fragments. Another way to communicate is get arguments. We will see while going through. Okay, so for time being you can ignore this, but for knowledge purpose you can think about this. Okay, so similar to this put extra you do, right? So here we will have add arguments and get arguments. So today we will concentrate on this listener concept, which we are going to see. So what is a listener? What is listener? What is listener? So if I am having in my mobile, when I click on this, then what is it? It is a click listener. Means when I am clicking in any of the button, my mobile should recognize that. Then only he will do some action, right? Similar to this, when you touch on the screen, if your mobile is not able to catch that touch, can your mobile respond? No. So what is this? This is also one of the listener. Got it, right? So similar to this, if you remember, I mean, in your list view, when you are scrolling, I mean, when you are moving your finger like this, then what is happening? Your list is also going up, right? So somebody should catch the event what we are doing in our mobile. Okay, that catching is nothing but how to catch it. Listener is the one which catch it. Similar to that, if you remember when we are doing this add text change listener. Okay, so when we were working with this autocomplete text view, when I am typing something, suddenly your application is recognizing that you are typing something. Based on that, it was giving you some sort of autocomplete data, which was matching words was coming, right? So how those were coming? All because of your listener only. So what is listener? Listener is nothing but which listens to the event which is getting occurred basically. Okay, so now similar to this, today also we will try to do some listener. What is the listener? When I click on the button, I want to create one listener by which I can pass my data from one fragment to another fragment. Okay, and be very, I mean, specific that listener will always be interface. Listener will always be interface. Okay, so listener will always be your interface. Whenever you want to create listener, what you do, you have to create interface. So today we are going to see exactly same. I mean, on click button, on button click, or whatever things are there, on click, on touch. Okay, so whatever things are there, how they have implemented, we will try to do in that way only today. Okay, if you will be understanding this, you will be able to understand those also, on click listeners also. Okay, So interface will so listener will always interface. So see here, suppose this is your toolbar fragment. Okay, so if you want to create listener, here did they create? So similar to this, we have to create one listener. Are you able to see what is this listener? Toolbar listener. We have to create some listener called on text change listener. Any name you can give, ABC listener. It is up to you basically. Okay, so and listener will always be your interface, and we have to pass one of those method here. And what method will contain? It will contain two things. One is what all data we want to pass. See, if you observe closely here, what we want to pass? We want to pass string, and what is the size of it? Sigbar, right? So there will be two arguments. What are those? First is your position. Position means how what is the sigbar position. What is the second one? Text. Text means nothing but the string which I am passing from the first array text. Okay. So we have to create it. Now after that, what we'll do? We have to get the activity reference. How to get the activity reference? There are two ways. Okay. So if you are having fragment, if I am working with fragment, okay, so there are two ways to get the activity reference in fragment. How many ways to get the activity reference? Two ways. Okay, so one way is there, you can write on the method called get activity. What is the method name? Get activity. Get activity will automatically give you the activity reference. Okay, you just do get activity, you will get the activity. Okay, and second way is there. If you see here in on attach method, one argument is there called activity. Okay, so if you see here also the one which you have done on attach, where is your on attach? See, on attach, what is the argument? Activity is there. You can go in any way. Whenever you will attach your fragment to an activity, from there you can get the reference of your activity. Okay, so on attach will give you one of those variable called activity. Okay, so these are the two ways to get the activity reference. Okay, so yeah, now similarly here also what we do, we can do in on attach. From on attach I'll get the activity and I'll pass it to over there. Okay, and whenever I'll click on the button, suddenly what will happen? I'll be calling this set on click listener, right? Okay, and I'll call the listener method button on click. Now if activity wants to catch it, then what will happen? You have to implement that listener. Automatically that call will go to that activity. Okay, so now try to understand, if one fragment wants to talk to another fragment, do we have any medium by which one fragment can talk to another fragment? Who is the common? Activity is the common. So first fragment will tell activity will take it to second fragment. Got it? How it happens? Okay, so because activity is the only mutual friend between your fragment. Okay, now this friend want to talk to this friend, then how will he do? He directly cannot talk, right? If he will talk, hey, who are you? He will tell. So how he will go? He will go through activity, and activity will talk to this. So he will tell, hi, please tell hi to your friend, hi. Then he will talk hi, hello. So activity is one of those in between medium basically. Okay. So similarly here also, as soon as I will do this button click, what will happen? It will come to activity. Here it will have one of the method called on button click. Why it will come? Because it is implementing this fragment which we have done. Okay. Now from activity, this activity will talk to another fragment, right? So in another fragment we will write one of the method called change text property. What is the argument? Font size and text, and we will change the font size of your second fragment. This is nothing but second fragment is your below one. Okay, so this fragment is your below one. Okay, so this is the below one. I'll write one method, and whenever I'll click on this change it, what will happen? I'll call activity will call this method and it will change it. So that's all. So on button click, that's all. This much only. Okay, so let's try to do this as a part of our example. Okay, and before doing this, one small thing which you have to understand, where is the activity? Do I have a piece of activity? The activity button click. Yeah, so this is the one small thing which you have to understand. Okay, so try to understand what I told. If fragment needs activity, how he will get activity? It if get activity if activity needs fragment, how he will do? He will use one of the method called find fragment by id. What is the method name? Find fragment by id. Okay, so what is the other one I'm talking? So this is about activity. So how activity will get the fragment reference? Find fragment by id. So he will have to write find fragment by id. R dot id dot any name fragment element. And how will you get find fragment by id? You have to go through the manager. Okay, so what is the one? You have to go get fragment manager. Okay, you have to do like this. You have to do get fragment manager dot find fragment manager dot find fragment manager. So in this case, as we are using support v4, right? Support v4. So instead of get fragment manager, what you do? You have to write get support fragment manager. If you are working with normal one, then you can directly use get fragment manager. So fragment will get activity through get activity or this method, and activity will get fragment from get support fragment manager or find fragment manager to do dot etc. Okay, so I will just give you the overview how I am going to do, then we will do that implementation, then you will be able to understand. Okay, so till now what we have done, we are having this first fragment. Okay, we are having this first fragment extends fragment. Okay, it will have all those methods on attach, then tell me on which is the most important, on create view. Okay, this is the where we do find view id, right? This is the place where we do find view id. Okay, then all the methods will be there, but these are two most important methods. Okay, and what is the other one? Other one we are having second fragment extends fragment. Okay, it will also have same thing on attach and all those stuffs which you have already done. Okay, now whenever I will do some change in first fragment, it should come to second fragment. Then where I have to write the listener, tell me, first or second? First. Because here will be the listener, right, which will be followed through activity will talk to second fragment. Okay, so here what we'll do, we will create one of the listener. Okay, so how will you create the listener? Public, as I told, this is listener will always be an interface, then public interface. Okay, any listener. I suppose I want to give maybe data change listener. This is the listener we will change. I will create this listener. Okay, now this listener wants to pass two things. What are those? One is your size, another is called text. Okay, so it will have one of those methods, public void. Okay, data changed. I'll write the method. What would be the int size of your 6 bar, and another is one text. So text is nothing but your string. Okay, string text. This you have to write. Okay, yeah. Now you have to write one instance variable also. So I'll give the name called private and size. Okay, and private string text anything. Okay, so I'll have one variable. Now if I need one activity reference also, right? So what is the activity we are currently working with? What is the activity? Main activity. So main activity. Now you want to get the reference, then how to do, tell me. On attach we will have this main activity coming from here somewhere. Okay, activity that you have discussed. From on attach you can get the activity, or you can do get activity directly, no problem. Okay, so how to do that? How to do that? This dot activity equal to activity is superclass. How to make superclass to subclass? Casting. Okay, so you have to do the casting here. So you have to do casting. It is up to you. I mean, so if you don't want to do this, you can directly use get activity. We will see that both of those ways. So you got that activity reference. Now wherever your activity is, okay, so you will have one of those main activity here. Main activity extends activity or whatever things you have. Okay, you have to implements first fragment dot, which is the listener, this data change listener. So he will have to implement this like this. Your activity should implement it. Okay, as soon as your activity will implement, automatically this method will be overridden, right? As per our core Java concept. So what will happen? Automatically this method will be overridden here and it will come here. Okay, and from here, if you want, activity wants to get the reference of second fragment, then how he will do, tell me. We will do get support fragment manager dot find fragment by id. You can do r dot id dot whatever the second name will give. So whatever the second fragment, we will do the like this, and we will get the second fragment here. And in second fragment we will write one of the method called change property. What is the use of this property? It will change the property of the method. Okay, it will pass two things. One is your int size, another is your text. Got it, right? So what I am going to say is this first fragment will talk to activity will talk to second fragment. Okay, now if you want to pass the data, here only you will have all those button, you will have right button dot set on click listener. Okay, listener on click listener, and automatically it will have what method, tell me. On click will be the method name, and you just call this method. What is the method name? Data change. Okay, so data change, you get the text, whatever, if it is 0, 0, 9, 9, and whatever strings are there, you will pass from there. That's all. This is the only thing which you could do. Got it, right? So this is the way how you will pass the data from one fragment to another. How in between activity will be there. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, so let's start with this practical, then you will be able to understand in a better way. Okay, so okay, so let's do it. Observe me very closely what I am doing. So this is your first fragment, this is your second fragment, and this is your activity. So first what we have to do, we have to create that listener. So let's create one listener, public interface, anything, I mean text change, or else we can use the same name. What is the listener we have given? Data change listener. Okay, always interface method will be public abstract, right? So we will create this method called public abstract void. Okay, and what is the method name? Data change is the method name. We will create data change, and what are the two data will pass? How much seek bar and text. Okay, so int seek size. What is the another one? Text, the text which is there in your screen. Okay, now we have to create this variable also. So we'll have one of the variable called private int seek size. Similar to this, what are the one? Private string text. These are two things which you have to pass it. Okay. Yeah, we must do find view by id also before getting the text. So how will you do find view id here? Always in on create view. Okay. So private, what the first view? Edit text, get the edit text. What is the second view? Tell me. Seek bar. What is the third view? Button. Edit text, seek bar, button. There are three views, right? So here we are having three views now on the top. On the top we are having three views: edit text, seek bar, button. So here also we will have edit text, seek bar, button. We want to do the find view id. Where we should always do in on create view. So you need this edit text equal to, how to do, view dot find view id. In activity we directly write find view id. Here directly it will not work. You have to do view dot find view id. Okay. So which id you want to find? R dot id dot edit text. Okay. So edit text. Just cast it. Similar to this, what we need? We need three things. Second one is your seek bar. Okay. What is the third one? Button. Okay. Yeah. So we got all those three: seek bar, and button. Okay. Now on click of this button, I want to pass my data to second activity. Okay. But for that, what you need? You need the activity reference, right? So how will you get the activity reference? There are multiple ways. One of the ways is your this on attach. Okay. So on attach, how will you get the activity reference? Let's try to see. I will show you. Okay. So what you can do is you can have one variable called private main activity. This is the activity which is coming right from the on attach only. So you can use that. So main activity equal to activity. It will ask for the casting. Go over there. You can make your superclass as subclass by casting. So we'll cast it here. We'll cast it. Okay. So I got the activity reference also. Now when I click on this button, I want to change the data. So button dot set on click listener new on click listener. Automatically this on click listener will come here. On click method will come. Now you want to pass data to activity. Okay. So if you want to pass the data, you have to implement here. So here you write implements. Okay. First fragment dot data change listener. This is the one which you want to implement in your activity. So you go and do this. Automatically see, when I do this, automatically it will give me the implement method. What is the method it will tell me to implement? Data changes. Same method, the method which is present inside your this fragment. So this is the fragment data change. Here also data change. Okay. Now you want to pass data to your activity. So how will you pass your data from here? So very simple. Before passing the data, you need the data. So what is the data? First is your string, and another is called your seek bar. Okay. So how to get the seek bar change? So you can do something like seek bar dot, you will have on the method called seek on seek bar change listener new seek bar change listener. Okay. As soon as you will change the seek, automatically it will come the callback here called progress change. Okay. So what I am to say is, whenever you will do this, whenever you will change it, okay, so whenever you change it something like 10, then this particular progress will become 10. Okay. Suppose your seek is 5, then this progress will become 5. So this is the progress which will give you the size. Okay. So very simple. Here we already have this, right? So seek size equal to progress. So whenever you will change the size, it will become your 6 size. Okay. Yeah. Now you want to pass those two data. So before going to this, what you do, you have to get the main activity dot. What is the one? Data change. First is your 6 size. So you just pass the 6 size. What is the second one? Text. Okay. So we need text. So we already have this text here. And how to get the text? You have to get it from edit text. So how to get it from your edit text? How to get it from edit text? Tell me how to get a text from edit text. Edit text dot get text. Sorry, get text dot to string. So this is the method by which you get this. This is the way how we get our string from edit text, right? If you remember in our what is that called? SQLite also we have done the same way. Na? Edit text dot get text dot to string. Then you can get the data from your edit text, whatever data are there. So I got the 6 size also, text also. Now as soon as I will do this, where it will go? It will go to my data change. So where is my data change? Here is the place where it will go. Now activity needs fragment. How will do? Get support fragment manager dot find fragment by ID. That's what I told here, right? Little bit earlier. But I told activity needs. So how will do? Get support fragment manager dot find view by ID. Find fragment by ID. Okay. So here will do get support fragment manager dot find fragment by ID. What is the ID? R dot ID dot second fragment. Second fragment. If you go to second fragment, where is my activity? What is the second fragment? Second fragment. Name of the ID is second fragment. So we did this. We got it. Now this is nothing but your second fragment. So go over there. Second fragment equal to second fragment. Okay, and it will ask for the casting. Just cast it. Okay, we got to cast it. Just cast it to second fragment. Okay, so now what is happening? First fragment is talking to activity. Activity wants to talk to second fragment. Okay, so we'll go to second fragment. We'll create one of the method here, simple method called public. Okay, then you just give the word. Okay, and change property. You can write this method called change property. And what are those two data which you want to change? You want to change seek size, and what is the second one? Text. The text which will come from your first screen. Okay. Now where you should do find view ID in your activity? On create view here. Okay. So you have to get this text view. So how will you get this text view? Text view. Okay, and you want to get the reference of it. So text view equal to view dot find view ID, r dot id dot text view, and you just cast it. That's all. Now you got the reference. How to change the property? Text view dot set text size. Okay, so text size is nothing but your 6 size. Similar to change, you want to change the text. So how to change the text? Text view dot set text. What is the method name? Set text, which will change the text. So this is your text. That's all covered. So this is the method which is changing your this one. Now you want to call this. So call it from your activity. Go over there, write second fragment dot change property 6 size, and what is the second one? Text. That's all done. So what is happening? This first fragment will talk to activity. Activity will talk to second fragment because this activity is in between. Okay, so let's run this code. searching activity. Yeah. See here, if I'll make it now tapas, okay, I'll change my sig bar to something, then what will happen? Sig change. When I click on this becomes tapas. If I want to make it very big, then what will do? I'll make it this one, change it, it will become very big. If I want to make it small, I'll make it small and change. I'll make it small, change it, it should become small. So what is happening? First fragment is passing its data to second fragment. How? Through listener. Okay. Now as I told, there are two ways to get activity. What is one? First one is on attach. What is the another one? Get activity. Okay. So instead of this on attach, you can directly use here also. Okay. Another way how to do, we can get your activity using get activity. So what is the method name? Get activity is the method name. Now who is your activity? Main activity. So you can pass here as main activity, and you can write the method. What is the method name? Dot data change. This is also fine. Both will work exactly same way. This is the way how to get the activity. So there are two ways. One to how to get from on attach. What is the another way? Get activity. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, suppose if I pass some text here, I will make it, change it. See, if I make it bigger, if I change some text, change it, got it, right? So these are the two ways. One way how to get activity. What is the another way? From on attach. From here also you can get the activity. Okay. Yeah. Now how activity will get the fragment? Through fragment manager. This one, get support fragment, find fragment pattern, and you do your operation, whatever operation you want to do. Okay. Yeah. Now one small thing what I want to do is try to understand here. Okay. So what I want to do is, if I'll change this one also should change. What I want to do? When I change this bigger, it should become bigger. If I change it to smaller, it should become smaller. Then what is the change I have to do in my code? What I change? Tell me. Small change. Just copy this and paste it here, because this is the callback which is calling when you are making more small, right? So automatically it will do for you. So let's run this code. So now what will happen? If I'll make it small, this one will become small. If I'll make it bigger, it will become bigger. Why? Because the callback is coming here. Okay, see, now are you able to see? Okay, so this is the way how you can get the listener or whatever things are there. So this is called listener concept. Okay. Okay, this will finish.